Marcus Reed was arrested on a Tuesday morning, right after dropping his daughter off at school. 2 police cars, no sirens, like they didn't want the town to notice. They said he stole campaign funds, cash that never touched his hands but somehow carried his fingerprints. The senator's son sat in the front row of the courtroom, jaw tight, eyes clean. Marcus's public defender barely looked up. The verdict came fast. Guilty. 10 years for a crime designed in a back room Marcus had never been allowed into. Prison didn't break him. It slowed him. He learned who talked, who watched, who kept copies of things they shouldn't. He learned that men who ruin lives always believe the paper trail is buried deep enough. On his last night inside, an old lifer slid him a folded note. "Truth doesn't disappear," it read. "People just stop digging." Marcus smiled for the first time in a decade. Outside, America had moved on. Marcus hadn't. Part 2. The Dig. Freedom tasted like rust and exhaust. Marcus stepped out with $40, a bus ticket, and a name burned into his memory. He didn't go home. Home had learned how to live without him. Instead, he went quiet. He worked night shifts, warehouses, loading docks, places where men didn't ask questions and cameras barely worked. Days were for libraries, county offices, records rooms staffed by people who trusted stamped paper more than faces. Most files were sealed. Some were sloppy. A few were scared. He found the shell nonprofit first, then the donor lists, then a payment routed through a church that had burned down 3 years earlier. Each piece alone meant nothing. Together, they told the same story Marcus had lived. The senator's son had taken the money. The town had taken Marcus. Marcus bought an old laptop with cash and never connected it to the internet. He scanned, copied, cross-referenced. Every document got 3 backups, stored in places he'd never returned to. One night, a former guard recognized him outside a courthouse. "You should let it go," the man said softly. Marcus smiled. "I am," he said, "one layer at a time." Somewhere far away, powerful men slept easily because they didn't know anyone was still digging. Part 3. The Release. Marcus didn't leak the files all at once. That would have been mercy. He sent the first packet to a small investigative reporter in Ohio, someone who'd once lost a job for asking the wrong questions. No accusations, no note, just documents, clean and undeniable. The story ran on a Sunday morning. By Monday, the senator's office called it a misunderstanding. By Tuesday, another packet landed, this one with timestamps, signatures, and an internal email that used Marcus's name like a disposal label. Wednesday, a second outlet published. Thursday, a third. Phones started ringing in places Marcus had never been allowed to enter. The senator's son checked himself into rehab for exhaustion. A former prosecutor deleted his social media accounts. A judge postponed a vacation and hired a lawyer. Marcus watched it unfold from a rented room above a pawn shop, TV volume low. He didn't smile. He didn't celebrate. He mailed the final package by hand. Inside, the original ledger, unaltered, unforgiving. That night, Marcus drove past his daughter's old school. New paint, new sign, new kids laughing like the world was fair. Tomorrow, it wouldn't be.